I am here in Franklin, Tennessee in one of the cutest neighborhoods around. It is like old time America. I'm here to visit my best friend, Angie Smith. If you're not familiar with Angie, she's an author, speaker, just all around amazing person, one of the funniest human beings I know. And we chatted a little bit before. Her kids have been homeschooled, but they are starting school officially tomorrow. And she's a little bit freaked out about what to pack for their lunches and also how to make their lunches a little bit healthier. So I've come armed with a ton of groceries, a lot of different options, and we're gonna head inside and see her for the first time. Some of my closest friends have come from connecting through our businesses and passions. The problem? They're located all around the country. They're actors, authors, business owners, activists, chefs, artists, speakers, and musicians. But the two things they all have in common, they're my friends and food is their vehicle for gathering their loved ones. Social media, it opens us to a world of new people. And even though there's miles between us, a comforting meal with a soul-filling chat can feed our friendship in no time. So I'm jumping on planes and showing up in their kitchens because cooking is always more fun with friends. I've got groceries.
Yeah.
I tried to find things that your kids would like. So I need you to get out a cutting board,
Okay.
a knife, and your lunch boxes. So proud. They're our favorite.
So Danielle.
Okay, so your girls,
I'm very nervous. I'm gonna be honest with you.
you're gonna cry.
Just pulled out
I'm
carrots.
so glad I'm here. But they're going to school.
Yeah. Fine.
I got all sorts of stuff. I just was going through the aisles and I was like,
Wow.
all right.
Sure did.
Because your kids.
Because I just say it. Just say it. It's fine. We're close enough.
You know, I don't know if they're
You
picky, but
don't
I
know
have.
what you're doing.
I have stayed here and I've had to go
Yes.
to get something for myself to eat because there's.
Because you don't like ruffles. That's not my problem.
I'm not gonna try to make them start eating like hemp seeds and sauerkraut tomorrow.
Right.
So
That sounds
I think the biggest thing when you're trying to transition into healthier packed lunches is to still get things that look familiar to them.
Yeah.
So I got some crunchy salty chip options and I got some candy options just so that it still looks normal to them so that they don't open it at their first day of school and they're like, what in the world? Why is my mom friends with Danielle? Because she's ruining my life. You know, I mean, usually we do protein, a vegetable, fruit, and then some sort of a treat.
Okay.
But first things first, because I know that your knives are not great. I brought you something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I have tried to cut with your knives before. You just need to get them sharpened. You really don't need a new knife. You just need to take them to your farmer's market or Sur La Table
How are we friends?
and get them
That's my
sharpened.
question.
But I brought you something
What?
because I've given this to you before and somebody stole it from your
I
house.
just got goosebumps. I'm so happy. Is that really what it
Yeah.
is? Ah! You know what? I ask all my family.
You're like, who
And
took
they're like,
it?
we don't have it. I'm like, someone's lying.
Someone's lying.
Someone's
Someone
lying.
pocketed
They've
it.
got an against all grain.
Yeah.
Shun? Is that how
Yeah,
you say it?
shun.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So let's get started with
I
the.
can't even do a knife. Why? This is not gonna work. See, it's stabbing out.
It is stabbing out.
Woo! All right, we got
Okay.
it.
You want to know something actually that's kind of fun about carrots and really any
I
vegetables?
always want to know something fun about carrots.
So you wash them and you can scrub them, but there's actually a lot of nutrients that are on the outside of the carrot just from being in the
Really?
soil. Yeah.
So would you cut 'em,
There's natural probiotics. So yeah. So what we're gonna do? Grab a mason jar.
Okay.
So the best thing I've found, especially when it comes to vegetables, because a lot of kids don't love vegetables, is to have them ready to go. You find the ones that they like. So we were talking, and I asked you if your kids liked celery and carrots. You said no celery, which is fine.
Actually, that's not what I said.
Oh.
I said celery's of the devil, and I stand by that.
I think that the best thing to do, especially when you're packing lunches, is to have some of this stuff ready to go. So on a Sunday, I'll cut up a bunch of carrots, and the trick, because if you cut them up too soon and you put them in the fridge, they get all limp and
I know. I don't think I have ever stored a carrot.
well, okay.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, yeah, so they lose their moisture and they just get kind of rubbery. So if you store them in a jar with water,
You're kidding.
no, it keeps them really nice and crisp. I mean, honestly, it's cheaper to buy a pound of carrots and to just cut them up yourself.
Well,
I
and
know
I'm
it takes a
laughing
little
because
extra. It's easy, right?
But it's a little extra.
Right, it's
like
a little
I always
extra.
grab the, and
Yeah.
it's not like it takes.
No, so we can just throw these in here.
Okay.
And they'll last in the fridge for like 5 days. And so we'll fill it up with filtered water, preferably.
Okay.
And then just cover it, put a lid on it, and put it in the fridge.
Like they're gonna walk to the fridge and be like, Danielle was here. Like, what is this? But they do. You put a top on it, put it in.
I do, and if you put things at their level like that are healthy, I think that they're more willing to grab them. So.
Right.
I think that if you put carrots and you put up, you know, cut apples, or you wash some grapes and you put those all on the bottom level of the fridge,
Yeah.
and they kind of know like this is the area that I can go in and get stuff.
Right.
I think it just encourages it when they can see it themselves and they can also help themselves to it rather than like you serving them a healthy snack. So like I got this for you because I know some kids like to dip stuff.
I
so
love toast make.
I think dairy-free, gluten-free is huge. Sugar-free. Salad dressings in bottles have so much sugar. And then a lot of them also have seed oils, which we can talk about when we talk about these chips. But you want to try to stay away from canola oil, from safflower oil.
Why?
Because so they're, first of all, highly processed. Second of all, they also are high in omega-6, which a lot of people, you hear omega and you're like, oh, that's supposed to be healthy.
Right.
Which it is. Your body can't run without omega-3 and omega-6. But the problem with Americans is our diet is heavily saturated in omega-6 and it's very low in omega-3.
Okay.
And you need to have a healthy balance for you
Got
to keep
it.
inflammation out of your body.
Okay.
You want to cut out seed oils just so that you're minimizing that omega-6 so that if you don't eat fish for every meal, that you at least can have a healthier balance.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah. I got a couple different options at different price points.
Okay.
I got like some turkey and I got some ham because I know you said Char likes turkey.
Yep.
So this one is, I got two. I got the ham and turkey from this brand. So this you can find everywhere. I mean, you can find it at Target.
Target, right?
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen this.
Look for carrageenan free.
Okay.
Look for nitrate free.
Okay.
Look for natural sugars instead of regular
how do you know
sugar.
it's natural sugar?
Well, so like honey, maple syrup, that's the kind of thing that you want to look for in the ingredients. This is much less processed and there's nothing in it, right? This is just chicken, salt, and pepper. So
Okay.
this is a better option, but kids like lunch meat. I like
Yeah.
lunch meat. Yeah.
Can I can I get
Get it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's look
I'm
at it.
curious.
No, let's look at
I
it.
know this is-
So first of all, this is not organic, which means that the chickens that this is made from are
Plumped up then.
most likely, especially because it's a big company, in this massive like feedlot. They have no room to roam. They're also being fed or given antibiotics and growth hormones to make them like grow faster so that they can be, yeah. So it kind of
I feel like
makes
you're
you.
calling me a bad mom. No, I'm totally kidding.
If you can't get good quality lunch meat,
Yeah.
then roast a chicken. I know that that
Okay.
sounds, they're like, I'm saying that easier than it is, but roasting a chicken is so simple. You can get it into the oven in like 10 minutes flat,
Okay.
and then it stays in there for 50 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And so if you can't get access to good quality, I would just
That
say
would be a
do,
good-
it's a way better alternative.
Okay.
And you can keep that in your fridge for a few days and slice off the meat and put it with a dip, put it with ketchup, put it with
That's a great
ranch, put it in their lunchbox, and then while you're home during the day, you can use some on a salad,
Yeah.
you know, and then we always laugh about this, but you save the bones and you make bone broth, which is so good for you.
Cannot
I
get
know.
down with that. Sorry, you sent me. You were gonna.
I was going to send you a box of bones.
I was like, I think we're done.
I mean, we don't
Yeah.
need to spend too much time going through this, but the second
What are
ingredient.
the main words that I look for?
The second ingredient in here is modified cornstarch, which,
Okay.
I mean, if you can't pronounce some of these, which I can't,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a
probably
good
not
thing to be feeding. Yeah, I think that's the best option.
What
Like,
about like this?
that's probably better, but again, there's probably still stuff in it. And
Yeah.
so it takes some time to learn to read the labels, and it's a little bit intimidating at first. I think like, especially if you're gonna be changing what they're used to, get them involved in it, get them in here. Kind of a similar thing to the meat is that, first of all, grass-fed is beneficial. So when we talked about the omega-3s, grass-fed dairy has 2 to 3 times more omega-3s than conventional.
Okay.
Cows are also meant to graze on grass, and
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing. Like if you're getting it from one of those big things,
Right.
they're in a stall and they're being fed a bunch of junk for their whole life.
Okay.
And they're being given hormones, and you don't want, you don't want your girls to have artificial hormones
Right.
from the stuff they're eating,
Totally.
right? So this is a good place to start. Orange cheese is not naturally orange.
Is that right? Don't tell me that in a Kraft box of macaroni that powder is not real.
I mean, it's not like the end of the world to eat orange cheese, but I just think it's funny that think about milk, it's white, right? And at one point when it becomes
That never
cheese,
crossed my mind. Yeah.
does it turn orange? So just something to think about, I mean, it's just funny. So I always look for, I think if you can find white cheese like this, that
Okay.
typically means it's going to be less processed, right?
Cheddar.
So,
Okay.
so if you want to do bread, and you guys can tolerate grains, right? I would do something like a sprouted, have you heard of Ezekiel brand?
Yeah.
So something like that, where it might take some time too, because that's gonna be a different texture than like your, what do you buy?
We've got
I'm
Ezekiel.
like, what do you buy?
I have it in there. It's
Yeah,
so
so I mean, if she's like, I'm not into this roll-up thing, then you can totally do some bread like that. You don't always have to give them a sandwich. It's nice for them to have variety. If I'm gonna be making something for dinner, like a chicken, then you're already prepping and you're already turning on your oven and you're already doing the dishes for it. Throw in a second one, and then you've got it for lunch all week, right?
Really
so I got a ton of different snacks because I just thought, like,
I love it.
I thought let's talk through. One more thing about, we do these a lot too, hot dogs. So
you do hot dogs?
Grass-fed, uncured, nitrate-free. Those are kind of the things to look for.
Honestly, they would never
all
notice.
beef. All
they
beef.
would never notice it.
Yeah. You can do your octopus hot dogs if you want.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because I felt like it was showy. But I do. It's easy. Like you just cut it. It's fine.
I got two different ideas here. So these are potato chips, like real potatoes, but they're cooked in coconut oil. Most chips use canola oil, safflower oil. So it's kind of the same, that whole thing again about just eliminating those seed oils. So
look at that.
3 ingredients. I mean, that's all it should be, right? Like,
that's
what
awesome.
else should be on potato chips than potatoes, the oil, and the salt? Like,
Well, I would say, hold on.
yeah, go for it. Let's get them. I'm gonna take this one from you.
Okay.
They have soybean oil in them. They have corn flour, they have cornstarch, they have rice flour, they have maltodextrin, which is from corn.
These are all bad things.
Yeah, these are not good things. They also have whey. And it contains milk and wheat. I mean, if you don't know how to read all the ingredients, you can at least look at this bolded line and just be like, oh, okay. But like, why does potato chips need to have wheat, right? Does it need to? I'm like, does it? Okay, so these have MSG. Monosodium glutamate. That's what MSG is. Most people don't know that.
I didn't know that. All right.
So I wanted to get you some alternatives for them to try. I think they're gonna like these. Actually, let's just open them because you can try them.
They
Can I have
might
those
come back
scissors?
next
Aren't those good? Right? So it's like, I wanted to get a chip option that's not potato. And so this is
I honestly wouldn't notice that. Like,
this is plantain chips, which I like these.
I do too.
Okay, so just like some different options. And these have ridges, so kids think they're fun. They're really salty.
That's good.
Pretty good, right? I got some fruit. Honestly, put whatever fruit your kids like. I got some apples. The thing with produce, especially in a big grocery store, is they will pick it before it's really ripe.
You've told me this before. Okay.
So that they can transport it to a store.
Yes.
And so they'll spray it with things to try to make it not ripen during that process.
Okay.
If you don't want to go chips and you want to give them something salty, crunchy, I think this is a really great option.
Okay.
If your kids aren't used to eating it, they might be like, what in the world are you giving me?
Right.
But I love this brand particularly because it uses olive oil. So it's just seaweed, olive oil, sea salt. This is another crunchy option.
We've gotten this before.
They're really good.
They're amazing. You might have gotten them for me.
They're
one time.
almond flour based.
Okay.
So they're grain free. So these are good though. And so
these are really good. I love
something
these.
you could do if like they don't want to do the bread is you could do like your own little Lunchable.
Oh, so good.
You could stack these up. If you wanted to cut squares of your turkey to kind of fit that, right? So then you can stack it up and we can kind of
My kids love Lunchables.
Right. I mean, who doesn't? That would be cute, right? So you just stack like a bunch of that up with your crackers and then you could do the cheese in the same shape. And it was really easy. Like you're not having to use cookie cutters.
No, actually. I love
and
that.
then they could build their own little Lunchable.
That's so
too.
smart. They would totally do that.
Right? My kid is a rule follower, so he doesn't eat his treat till he finishes his whole lunch, which I'm like, good for you. I would eat it first. But let's talk about a couple different alternatives. So I got these in the bulk section, which is like the bins, right? Like at
Like where you
grocery
push
stores.
it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of times that can be cheaper than buying it because they're not charging you for the packaged. Yeah,
I totally think I'm gonna.
It can sometimes be like $1 less a pound, so it just
Really?
depends what you're getting. But these are like a chocolate candy, like an M&M kind of substitute, and they don't have artificial food dyes. So these, I mean, you can taste them. I think they're really good. But this is what, and yeah, I mean, so they're colored with vegetables and fruit, which is so cool. So like the yellow is probably turmeric, which turmeric is huge right now because it's about anti-inflammation.
It's huge.
But it's not enough in this to like, it's huge. Do you know about it?
No, I don't do turmeric studies. But that's awesome. I mean, they're good.
Yeah. I don't put too much of this in. I usually give him like 4 or 5 little pieces. Just like,
No, I will say this, Danielle. This is what I keep thinking.
Okay.
The entire time we've been doing this, what you, like my favorite thing about learning from you is that you can go to a grocery store and not get that many things.
Right.
I will come home with 20 bags I will put, but I'm looking at this thinking.
Yeah, like we unloaded all of this stuff and this could make you lunches for the week. So here's another one. Granola bars, I feel like, are just so huge in like our kid culture.
You mean size or like popularity?
And popularity.
Because these are a little smaller than... You have such teeny
wee little ones.
Yeah.
I went to the store and I scoured the aisles because I was like, I want him to be able to have a granola bar like his friends, but it's a healthier alternative. And so what I loved about these is not only are they safe for schools because they're peanut, tree nut, wheat, gluten, soy, dairy, egg, sesame, fish, shellfish free. So it's like all the top 8 allergies. But they have a serving of vegetables in them. Spinach, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, beets, shiitake mushrooms, which
are you joking?
Don't tell your kids that, but they are a chocolate granola bar. Yeah, and they have a serving of vegetables.
And you like this? Do you like this brand?
Yeah, I think they're really great. They're not overly sweet, but they still have chocolate and they still have the chewy.
It's super good.
It's good, right? So this is a good one. You can get this online or at health food stores. If you're willing to spend a little time making some stuff from scratch in the new book and Eat What You Love, there's like all sorts. I mean, you saw the animal crackers.
Yes.
I keep meatballs that I make in my freezer. So if you make like a huge, again, if you're making spaghetti and meatballs for dinner, make an extra, pull the girls in and be
why
like,
don't I think of this?
Get all your girls in here. You've got 4 that can help you, and make them each roll of 10 meatballs, and then you cook the extras and you freeze them. And that's another thing. Like you don't always have to do lunch meat or PB&J. Like those are just the things that I think we're so trained.
Totally.
But you can throw meatballs in there with a little side of marinara sauce, like, and they can dip.
But again, like
It's
I
really
feel like I don't
interesting.
know what to look at, because even if I go to the store and something says like, if I know the label is like a good label, like some of these.
Yeah. Anything that's on the front, I wouldn't trust.
Really?
I would flip it and read the ingredients, because if they're putting something on the front, like they're really trying to market it to you, and there's a lot that they can say on there that makes you think that it's something really healthy. It's called greenwashing. Like
You're lying.
No, where they put these marketing terms on there that they think are going to get people in, but they don't necessarily flip and read like what is in this, right? Never. I mean, it takes a little bit more time, but then once you find the brands that you can trust, you go to Trader Joe's and you know like, oh, I've got these 5 things that I love, or you go to Target and you're like, I know that they've got this, I'm just going to get it because I've read the label once and that's all I need to do. So you mean breakfast
from now on I should be like, don't trust this guy with a mustache. Turn it around. Look how happy he is.
He is so happy.
Oh my gosh, it's so true though. Like I would never turn stuff around.
No.
Now I need to. I promise I'm gonna throw this away.
Don't waste them. Donate them to somebody. So your lunches are packed for your kids. Do you want to see if any of them are here?
Charlotte's been watching over here.
Oh.
Come here, baby.
Okay.
Try it.
So Charlotte, we packed some lunches. We're trying to think of some new things for you because you're going to school.
Don't go. You know Lunchables where you stack up like the cracker and the cheese? Yeah.
So try that and see if that would be something you'd like your mommy to pack you.
Take a bite out of it.
Like a little sandwich.
Yeah, like a little Lunchable.
And then we've got a couple different chip options for you to try. Is that good? Would you eat that for lunch?
Nice.
Okay, good. See? And then I got some different potato chips. I think you should tell her at night which things you want. So she'll give you a couple options and then you can say, I want this and I want this, because then you open up your lunchbox and you know what you're getting.
Stuff you picked, right?
And it's stuff you picked.
Which one do you like best?
That one.
I thought you would.
Yeah, well, so this is going to be your lunch then for tomorrow.
Good.
So, and then we got some like treats. Do you like jelly beans or do you like chocolate candy?
Try the jelly beans.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi. We're trying different things. So we were trying so wait, what are you guys gonna do for lunches?
Well, they don't start until next week.
Oh, but you'll be at school during lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all will be.
We were talking about, it's good, right?
It's really good.
So we were talking about different ways to do things that don't necessarily mean sandwiches, and we had like roasted chicken that you can dip in ranch dressing or ketchup, and then, here, granola bars. Let's see if they like the granola bars. You guys are just gonna open a jar of carrots.
Hey!
You can go if you want. You can go.
Hi!
Here.
Oh my gosh.
Chips. What? What? What's she bring?
Oh no, oh no!
That's amazing.
Come here really quick.
Okay. Do you want to try any chips?
Tell me which one you like.
I mean, we were by a Panda Express the other night, and I was like, that smells so good.
I thought you said we were flying.
No, I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. Are those good? Do you like those? Would you like them in your lunch? Are you guys excited? Are you nervous?
Okay, good.
Nervous? Yes. It's gonna be fun. You guys are gonna have fun. Okay, well.
That one. Last one.
I tried to give you can go, Shar. It's okay. I tried to give your mom some some ideas just for different lunches. So you guys can, we got all sorts of stuff.
I like those ones better.
You like those ones?
Okay, I had a feeling you would.
That's fair.
So look, we're all set. All right, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. I can't believe you're going to be here for our first day. Thank you, seriously.
I love
This
you.
is awesome. I love you too.